I'm living at my grandparents', but luckily right now I'm at the girlfriend's house. And unlike you, I don't treat women in my life like shit, and that's why I won't die alone. Anyways, going back.
I'm married, Dean. I'm married.
Yeah, that's the.
Andrew Wilson completely destroys liberal Dean Withers in tremendous fashion, where Dean Withers actually rage quits. Let's see how this goes down. Real quick, what is this? What's with the bandana over his eyes? Can he see? What's the point of this? I haven't seen the beginning, so what is the point? Like, oh, I could debate with you with my blindfolded with one hand tied behind my back. Is that what's going on here? What is this?
You will still die alone, unfortunately, most likely. I mean, at some point we all have to. And if you
What?
can,
Dean, why don't you make an argument? Make an
okay.
argument, Dean.
Yeah, go ahead, Dean.
Feelings getting hurt. I'll bow the knee on that topic. Going back to what I originally came here to discuss. So I asked you for one reason why promiscuity is wrong. Andrew, be honest, in a yes or no, have you answered that question?
Well, I don't understand the coherency of the question.
Dean, let him.
I have listen. I have to understand what you mean by these terms. Do you know why? So do you? Hang on, Dean. Let me explain. You agree with me? I'll just ask you this question. Do you agree with me that people can come up with any definition they want for a word? Any definition they want, they can come up with, right?
Yeah, sure. I'll clear the air. I understand exactly what you're asking for.
Great. So then the thing is that hang on, Dean. I'm just going to follow up real quick, and then I'll let you talk. So if that is the case, and it is the case that everybody can have their own definitions of everything, when we're getting into these moral claims, you're asking me to give you a moral reason why X is wrong. Then we need to know what we mean by morals. We need to know exactly what you mean when you're asking me what wrong is, and we need to know what these things are. That's why the meta-ethical discussion is so important. But anyway, go ahead.
Of course.
Hey, blindfold. Hey, Dean. Thank you, Dean.
Okay, and if you're curious what's behind my phone, it is my girlfriend folding her clothes. Anyways, I don't think that I'll be cheating. Anyways, so I asked you.
Who is this Dean Withers dude? What is this? Did you just find some random kid off the street to debate? What is this, Andrew Wilson? I think you could find better opponents than this kid right here.
For one reason, why promiscuity is morally wrong.
That's a loaded question.
So when we say morally wrong, all that we're saying is that it's something that you shouldn't do in a normative sense. And insofar as where this wrongness is generated from, this would be entailed given your view, as this is an internal critique. So I am not subjugating you, right, to my view. So I'm
not critiquing your view. I'm asking simply. So hang on. I'm not critiquing your view. I'm not doing an internal critique. I agree that you're doing an internal critique of my view, and I'm happy to answer to these things. But Dean, listen, just chill out, bro.
You can't.
I just listened to what you said. But what you're asking are loaded philosophical terms,
That's not
and so
a
forth.
Loaded question to ask you for a reason.
Bro, would you calm down?
Dude,
again.
If there's a white supremacist on the street.
Boy, man, you're really freaking out here, Dean.
1 second.
You need to stop spurging, bro.
If there's like a Christian evangelicist on the street and they're like preaching.
What's an evangelicist?
Oh, I'm not answering that question. And they're preaching that it's wrong.
Oh, you don't know what an evangelicist? I've never heard. Is evangelicist a word? I'm looking it up.
I mispronounced it, but it's going to be typically more
evangelicist.
Catholic Church down south, particularly.
No, you mean an evangelist, not an evangelicist.
Yes,
okay, gotcha.
So, are you going to highlight the fact that I mispronounced that word? Are you going to listen to me insofar as why you will not answer the question?
Words matter, Dean. I'm just trying to be very specific here.
I actually doubt that there was any level of relevance to you interrupting me and correcting my pronunciation of the word. You just cannot.
I want to make sure I know what you're talking about, Dean. I'm sorry.
I actually completely doubt that. I think that you can't hang.
Well, I mean, you doubt. I'm sorry, you doubt things.
Not talk about anything.
Sorry about your emotional state, Dean.
Well, I appreciate you apologizing for my emotional state, as you're the one that.
Yeah. I am sorry that you're in that emotional state. Yes.
So, anyways, I will go and repeat what I said. It is not a philosophically loaded question for me to ask you a reason why you think something's bad. If you continue to posit the view that it is, I will leave because you're not worth my time.
Okay, well, nobody cares if you leave, Dean. Go ahead.
Okay, so you're refusing to answer the question.
No, I just want to dive in. I want to dive in, bro. Do you agree with me that it's highly important? Semantics in a debate are highly important. The meta-ethical foundation, what we mean by terms, is absolutely important before we can.
Let him.
No, you don't agree.
Let each other finish, please.
I don't.
Let each other finish.
I don't think that your metaethical view, insofar is the internal critique that I'm running on you on where you think wrongness is derived of.
Yeah, but I need to understand what you're asking.
Why you hold this normative stance?
Yeah, well, where it's derived. Listen, that's fair. Like, it's fair to run Dean, you can run your internal critique. All we have to do is clarify some meta ethics. That's it.
Well, if I'm running an internal critique, what metaethical framework would we be operating under?
My understanding of the coherency of what you're asking.
No, it is your understanding of how you view metaethics. Why is it relevant for us to talk about my view on that?
Because you said the word wrong. You're asking me about the word wrong.
Yes, but
so it's important for me. Hang on, bro. Do you want me to answer?
Your view.
All right, you let me know.
Again, I'm leaving.
Andrew,
Okay, so real quick, Dean. There's a couple things here. First, nobody gives a shit if you leave. Second, okay, it's super important for me to understand the cohesiveness of the terms that you're using when you're asking me these questions so that I can give you the answers to them. This is Philosophy 101. There's a course you should take. It's called Debate University. You would get a lot of value out of it. Right now it's on sale through the new year, by the way.
Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and just posit this as a last statement. If you can answer my question following from this, I'm going to go ahead and dip. So all that I've tried to do and the entire time that this debate has been unfolding is I've tried to ask you one simple question. The one simple question that I've tried to ask you is give me one reason why you think promiscuity is wrong. Okay? And in our conversation so far, allow me to finish before you interject. You've asked me about my metaethical framework. You've asked me about what I mean by an entailment. You've asked me what I mean by an axiom. You've tried to talk to me about how you pronounce like certain words related to the Christian faith. But meanwhile, you've been able to successfully evade everything but giving me an answer to that question. In fact, the first time I asked you this question on can you name one reason why promiscuity is wrong, you literally responded to me by asking me for a reason why I think murder is wrong. So, Andrew, and in good faith, I will ask you one last time. The question I'm asking you very specifically is, are you able, literally, I don't even know if you're able to do this, your abstract thinking ability is incredibly low, are you able to name one singular reason why promiscuity is wrong? Now, it is important for me to clarify in terms because you deem semantics to be incredibly valuable and important to these conversations. Yes. When I am asking you for one reason why you deem this to be wrong, all that I'm asking you is why do you think that this is something that we shouldn't do? I don't care what your
If you enjoy content like this, please subscribe to my channel. You'll be helping me out a lot. Let's continue.
Framework is. I don't care if you think that this is something that we shouldn't do objectively or subjectively. I don't really care what your normative view is. All that I want is for one reason why this would sufficiently justify your normative criterion insofar as why.
Hang on 1 second, Dean. There's this thing going off. Hang on. Okay, go ahead.
What the fuck is that?
So I've already clarified that I don't care about your metaethical view. And I don't really care about your normative view that much either, because at the end of the day, all that I'm asking for is your internal reasons why this sufficiently justifies your standard for moral wrongness under your normative view. So at this point, the same way I'd ask someone that thinks being gay is wrong, why they think being gay is wrong, the same way I'd ask someone that thinks racism isn't wrong is why do they think that racism is good. I'm asking you to provide one singular reason why promiscuity is wrong.
And I can't wait to do that. I just want to ask you a couple of clarifying questions. That's all I'm asking for.
Here, Dean, hold on. Andrew, if Dean answers the questions, like how long will it, like 3 minutes, 2 minutes? How long do you
it's just a few questions so that we can clear up a few
Okay, do you need 2 minutes? Andrew, how much?
Give me like just a few questions, maybe like 2-3 questions.
Okay, Dean, is that okay? Dean, can you answer just 2 or 3 questions for Andrew?
I failed to see any possible question that would be relevant. What are your questions? I mean, let's see if they're relevant.
Just answer them, and then.
So the first question is, what does wrong mean when you're asking me if something is wrong? What does that mean?
I already clarified on that. You weren't listening.
Yeah, I know. Clarify again, though, please.
Are you listening? I said it.
I just want to be precise here. What do you mean when you say wrong?
I already said it. I'll say it again. It's something that you should.
Yeah, say it again, please, so that I understand.
It's something you shouldn't do in a normative sense.
Okay, so you ought not do the thing.
Yes, bro. Holy shit.
Okay, so we ought not do the thing. Now, the second question that I have is when you say ought, are all oughts axiomatic?
All right, Andrew, fuck you. You're wasting my time.
All right. Andrew, you still there? He left.
I'm still here. I don't. Where'd Dean go?
So there is only one way to describe that, guys, and that is just that it was a straight up and down rage quit.
All right, Andrew, fuck you. You're wasting my time.
Andrew established with Dean that normative ethics refer to what one ought do, and Dean agreed. He then followed up by asking, are all ought claims axiomatic? Do all of these ought claims about what we ought to do and what the good is, do they all come from these foundational principles? That is...
Yeah, I mean, listen, in a way, I kind of listen, I might be in the wrong here, but I don't blame that Dean Withers kid for getting a little frustrated because, I mean, I know Andrew Wilson's saying, well, I want to know what you're talking about, but I don't know, how difficult is it to just again, listen, I didn't see this whole debate, so I don't know exactly how the rest of this debate goes down. But how hard is it to just answer, well, how come you think it's wrong to be promiscuous? I mean, it's really not that hard of a question. I could answer it. It's not why is it wrong to do? I mean, obviously it's wrong because, I mean, you could even make it simple that you could spread diseases like STDs and stuff. You could get pregnant or get someone pregnant. This hedonistic lifestyle of just, do whatever you want, sleep with whomever you want, whenever you want, for whatever reason, or just because it feels good. Obviously, it hasn't been beneficial to this society. It really hasn't. I mean, people are more miserable now than they've ever been. Now, listen, maybe you don't have to be a Puritan about it. You don't got to just, maybe not sleep with anybody. But this overly, this promiscuous lifestyle where you just, like I said, just do whenever, whatever with anyone, it's not really healthy either. Too much of anything is never a good thing. I think that's a principle in life that people learn as they get older. Just too much of anything is never good. And I don't know. I think this conversation, they spent too much time arguing semantics and having any substantive argument, whatever. At least this section of the clip that I watched. Again, I don't know if the rest of the clip goes any better or if they had any actual back and forth. I don't know who this Dean Withers kid is, but he doesn't look like he's the smartest kid. He looks like he's a young kid who's just in the midst of this whole, yeah, bro, just do whatever you want, man. Yeah, freedom. Just do whatever makes you happy. He just looks like a young, dumb kid. And who knows, maybe as he gets older, he'll learn that, just doing whatever you want and never being held accountable for anything, it isn't exactly good for your soul. But what do you guys think about this clip? Do you guys agree with me? Do you guys see it differently? Sound off in the comment section below. Smash that like button. Subscribe to my channel if you enjoy content like this. And if you do enjoy content like this, specifically Andrew Wilson stuff, I got some more goodies for you on the screen to click away and enjoy.